I might be legendary, but I didn't know I was a myth. My name is Zych. I was born and raised in Chicago. I'm 64 years old, and I've been diving since I was 20. It's 44 years. So over the years, I've done a little bit of everything, from doing environmental work to doing topography work, bathymetric studies. I do a lot of research work for various universities. I supply floating plan and equipment. We do data collection for the universities that the scientists take and they turn into studies. And it's really, all of it's super interesting. You'll read about TWA 800, Alaskan King was, lost a plane off San Diego I was involved in. I got called out for the Kennedy crash. I worked on Swiss Air up off of Newfoundland. I worked for Martech, Marine Technology. They're big in the pipeline business. And I worked for S&H, and I worked for, I really wish I could remember the name of this one because they were really big. But it was interesting stuff. I was young and dumb, and I was single and had the time and the energy to wander around and do stuff. And I did, and it was part of the learning curve of being as good as I am. Yeah, it's a lifetime. It's just the most exciting thing you could do. Every day is a challenge. I don't do the same thing every day. I don't do it under the same circumstances, the same work conditions, the same skill ranges, the same equipment. The work is so diverse and different and challenging that it's never boring. I'm one of the fortunate few in the world that does what he loves. And there's no truer statement that doing something you love always exceeds, gratification by money. I mean, I don't know of anybody who makes a lot of money who's happy about their job, but I would go to my job and work for free. I just don't tell my customers that. But it's the greatest thing in the world, is to be glad to wake up in the morning and have some kind of challenge to do that is different from what everybody else does. There's only a very small percentage of population that dive. And the reality is anybody who picks up a camera and goes down there and shoots film, whether it's movie or whether it's stills, is taking 5,000 people with them, because there's a lot of people on land who will never, ever stick their head underwater. And that's the only opportunity they're going to have to see what the rest of us see when we go under. Has it been good to me? Absolutely. Have I been good for it? I think I've more than paid my fair share of dues. There's been only one other rabbit steamer found in existence, and it was a 1930s 125-foot steamer that was burned, stripped, and then taken out and dumped off Milwaukee. Jerry Geyer found it 3 or 4 years ago, but about 10 years ago, Thaddeus and I found a rabbit steamer off of South Manitou Island that was an 1856 built, maybe? I don't really remember this, but it's intact. The frame for the wheelhouse is, for the cabin's intact, although a lot of the outer planking is blown off with time, but the bridge is there, the smokestack's intact and upright, the boat is beautifully intact, and up at the very bow you can see the hole that the ice punched in the front of the boat that sank it. And it's really cool, laying on a sand bottom on the flat, and laying on the flat of the hull in the sand bottom. It's a scow steamer, and it's a rabbit steamer, a true rabbit steamer. They were built and designed to go through the canals, because the canals were real narrow. And this one was from the L&M Canal in Chicago, and it was very narrow. I want to say the original version was 49 by 13 or 11 and a half, and it was very narrow, and they lengthened it, which is what confused us in identifying it. It turns out it was the Grace Williams, and it's just really cool. It is just a great find. It's unique, it's rare, it's in deep enough clean water. The zebra mussels are not real bad on it yet, and it's just a beautiful sight.